What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone is having a fantastic night. The Miami Hurricanes have flipped a top running back in the nation, Jordan Lyall. I believe he's one of the top running backs, number two, number three in the country from Ohio State, out of St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Broward County. A huge addition to this recruiting class. But, honestly, as a player as well, he's an all around running back, um, you know, all purpose back. A lot of people compare him to kind of what Mark Walton was, um, as a player coming out of Booker T. Washington and, at the University of Miami. I'd love to hear your thoughts, Ross, about Jordan Lyall. But I really think this is a really great addition for the program, regardless of where he was committed to.
Yeah, I think this is a great pickup. This is a quarterback that I've had a chance to watch for the last couple of years, and to watch his development happen year after year after year, it's an exciting thing. You want to see that. You want to see guys develop, and you want to see guys develop in the right way, and he has been. And he's just adding new aspects to his game every single offseason. This offseason, he started to implement a little bit more catching passes out of the backfield. While he's not, fully ready to, be brought out in that aspect and brought on the field for that, he can definitely catch passes out of the backfield occasionally. He's working on it. He's showing good hands. He's showing good vision after the catch. So it's just, part of that process of development. And I think, with a year or two of college under his belt, he'll get that even more refined. But as far as a running back in general, he's got great speed, good power. But what I really like about him, Paul, he has got tremendous vision and he's got amazing balance. That's what I really, really like about him. He is hard to take down. He's really difficult to tackle.
Yeah, I mean, overall, great addition to this recruiting class. For people that don't know, Kevin Riley out of Alabama, it looks like he will be going to the Alabama Crimson Tide. There are crystal balls, according to 24/7 Sports, headed in that direction. So, you know, it is what it is. It's kind of a trade off.
Yeah.
But, I think Jordan Lyall, I mean, tremendous all purpose back that we're picking up in this recruiting class. Unfortunately, we can't have it all with Riley if he does make the flip to Alabama, which is the direction it's pointed at. That's the reality of taking a running back out of Tuscaloosa, right?
Yeah. That's the absolute reality. And, the staff obviously feels comfortable making this move because they see the upside that Lyall has. So if the staff feels comfortable about it, they've done a great job so far of providing us with good running backs and a good running scheme. So that power run game is always going to be part of what we do. And I think Lyall fits in there really well, not as just a guy who can be a power runner, but he can also be a guy who can get to the outside and win those battles on the outside because he does have that kind of speed and burst. So he offers, like you mentioned, he offers a little bit of that all around, all purpose back style. And I admire that and I like that. And I'm glad we're adding that to the running back room.
And not to mention, we just added a transfer portal center from Indiana.
Yeah.
Zach Carpenter, Indiana's starting center.
Yeah.
Remember, Matt Lee is leaving the University of Miami to declare for the NFL draft. We needed to replace him. Seems like Ryan Rodriguez, he's not ready yet, which is completely fine. He can play a backup role, but bringing Zach Carpenter, Big Ten starting center to the University of Miami, that's huge for this offensive line. And adding Jalen Rivers, who's returning next year as well. Both are huge additions and pickups. Honestly, Jalen Rivers returning is a huge addition as well. And, Zach Carpenter, a starting Big Ten center, put up great stats in Indiana. We're building that offensive line again. We should have a very strong offensive line like we did this past year. The only question, the quarterback position, still to be determined right now. We don't know if Cam Ward will be heading to the University of Miami. He did take a visit to Florida State. In my opinion, Ross, I think it's Miami against the NFL. I don't think he's going to end up at Florida State. I think this is a decision where Cam Ward is thinking, should I just go to the NFL draft Take my chances this year, or should I go play at Miami and get a nice paycheck?
It's a tough one, man. I mean, I'm not sure what would turn him off so much at FSU to where he would just consider only us in the pros, but I can see where he's definitely, kind of got one foot in the NFL in his mindset, you know what I'm saying? He's kind of got one foot in that door and one foot in the college door, kind of trying to figure that out. From everything that we heard, everything went really, really well with his visit at Miami, and it seemed like, at least from what I got, heard from anyways from people, is the visit from Miami went better than his visit at FSU did. So that gives me a little bit of hope right there. But I still don't think that, Cam Ward is the end of the world for us. There are other quarterbacks out there that I think that we could get if we don't get him that could lead us to some pretty damn good wins.
Well, I think, Miami went in on Cam Ward. They went
Yeah.
all in. Remember, Will Howard, he's going to go to USC.
Yeah.
Dante Moore is going to Oregon. Will
Yeah.
Rogers is going to Washington. Dylan Gabriel, he's going to Oregon as well. So, hey, that was pretty smooth by Dan Lanning, landing both elite quarterbacks, heads of that program.
Yeah.
KJ Jefferson is in the transfer portal. He's a veteran SEC quarterback out of Arkansas. Power runner. As a passer, I will say he throws in a lot of tight windows. He does, at times, he doesn't throw a lot of zip on the ball as well. He's not the best passing quarterback out there. But I think in the RPO offense that Shannon Dawson does want to run, and, I think KJ Jefferson does fit that scheme, honestly. Because remember, I mean, Tyler Van Dyke, part of that offense, there were, an option Tyler Van Dyke did have, to continue the play was to run the football. But he's not a running quarterback. That's just not his style, which made him uncomfortable at times in this offense. So I think KJ Jefferson can thrive in Shannon Dawson's offense. And when I mean by thriving, I mean 20 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and good rushing numbers. That's acceptable. I think going 9-3 next year is fair. That's improvement from this year. So I think that's not a bad option with the remaining quarterbacks left in the portal. But, Miami went all in with Cam Ward, and I think they could have had Will Howard, but Lincoln Riley did want Will Howard. And hey, at the end of the day, if you're not the first option, a lot of colleges were interested in Will Howard. And Lincoln Riley, he has a good resume with college quarterbacks, from the transfer portal as well.
Yeah, he's just known to develop guys, recruits, transfer portal guys. He's just known to develop guys and put them in the NFL. He's it's hard to turn him down. It really is when you're a quarterback. The one thing I think that our staff is really high on KJ Jefferson is the experience, Paul. I think they really, really, truly value that experience. We're talking about a 5-year college career already, played in 44 games, more than enough experience battling against some of the biggest and baddest teams, on a weekly basis, during his SEC schedule and stuff. So even though the SEC might have been a little down, he still is facing some top end, talent weekly. We all know that. And he seemed to perform weekly. I would have no problem with KJ Jefferson coming over simply for that aspect of the dual, being a true dual threat quarterback and that experience. I think that experience is just so valuable, dude. I really, really do. And with the current team that we have, I think that experience molds naturally into leadership. And I think that would be a great thing for us to have at the quarterback position is a real leader out there, dude.
And keep in mind, the staff wanted to bring in a veteran quarterback from a Power 5 program. Yeah. A lot of people are saying, hey, pick up Malachi Nelson. I just don't think that's what the staff wants to bring in as the starting quarterback for this year. Unless they want to bring in, an underclassman to grow and then develop for next year. That's a different story. But for the starting job, they do want to bring in a veteran Power 5 quarterback with experience. Yeah. That's why they were looking at Cam Ward, Will Howard. Dante Moore really wasn't in the discussion at all. No. So, I think KJ Jefferson is a viable, realistic option. But at the end of the day, man, the staff's going all in with Cam Ward. It is still to be determined where things stand, but I think it's Miami against the NFL. And look, if he goes to Florida State, I will be very surprised. If he declares for the NFL draft, I will not be.
I kind of feel the same way, man. Cam Ward, it's kind of Miami or NFL. I think. I'd love to, I mean, trust me, I'd love to see Cam Ward at the U. I would love to see it all work out and have all that stuff just fall into place. It's what I think pretty much 99% of the fan base would like to see. But like I said, I do not think it's the end of the world if we don't get Cam Ward. We just got to make sure we get the right guy behind him if we don't get him. I still don't know what's going on yet with Pratt from Tulane. I'm not sure what his intentions
He
fully are
declared.
yet.
He declared.
But
He's
he
skipping
declared.
his bowl game. Yeah, he declared for the draft. It's official.
Did he hire an agent?
I think he already has an agent.
Okay, yeah. If he hired an agent, yeah, then he can do that. Yeah. So
Yeah,
if Pratt's
Michael Pratt, he's out the door. He's going to the draft.
that's a poor decision on his part.
But what do you see any advantages of Cam Ward declaring for the NFL draft over staying a year at Miami with a fairly large paycheck? Do you see any advantages of that?
Yeah, we do have some playmakers, and we've got an offensive line that is continuing to improve. I think that we got a power run game that can also help support him. I think if there was a scenario to where he was going to play college football, Miami would be a pretty damn good spot for him, just for the fact that if he does come in there and put up stats, it's gonna be noticed. I mean, anytime Miami puts up stats, anytime anybody from Miami starts to show success, the team in general starts to show success. A lot of bright lights start getting shined on the program, man. And Cam Ward is the type of guy who can bring those kind of bright lights immediately. So man, that can help us in many, many ways. You know how that is, dude. That stuff extends even off the field into recruiting and all that kind of stuff. They go, hey, if Miami's pulling in this kind of quarterback, I want to play for a school like that.
I fully believe that if Cam Ward ends up being the Miami Hurricanes quarterback this year, I expect Jeremiah Smith to commit to the University of Miami. I'm saying that publicly. I don't
Wow.
care. I fully expect Jeremiah Smith to commit to the University of Miami, flip his commitment from Ohio State if Cam Ward pulls the trigger and ends up at the University of Miami. I think the staff really wants that to happen as well.
Yeah, the staff is definitely prioritizing Jeremiah Smith. They're not letting that Ohio State commitment kind of get in their way. They're pursuing him as if he was basically a 100% available free agent. Is how it seems to be coming across.
Now, Cedric Bailey, his quarterback at Chaminade Madonna.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I think he's going to be going to NC State.
Yeah. I agree.
They wanted to bring in Cedric Bailey. It didn't work out. But that does not mean that Jeremiah Smith is in a bad position with Miami. Now we have to get Cam Ward to come in, which will be a domino effect. I don't think he follows suit if KJ Jefferson is the quarterback. And I'm just throwing out options here. If it does not work out with Cam Ward, keep in mind that's still to be determined at the moment. But, we're just talking out loud about, what we think about the situation. Nobody knows what's going on. After his visit to Florida State, Miami was trending as the favorite to land him. Now it seems like it's Miami against the NFL. That's where it stands.
How do you feel about Paul? I mean, what's your true take on this situation? Do you feel like Cam is a genuine possibility to be the quarterback for the University of Miami next season?
I think it's either, like I said, I think it's either us or the NFL. I think Miami did what they had to do to put themselves in a great position with Cam Ward. He's not looking at any other program. I'd be in shocked if he ends up at a random school that comes out of nowhere. I'd be in shocked if he ends up at Florida State. I think Miami presented him an offer that is hard to turn down. And honestly, I think it's a great situation for him. I also think Will Shepherd, the receiver from Vanderbilt, I think he's going to be coming to Miami as well.
Didn't he
I already
already
think
elsewhere?
Will Shepherd, no, he has not committed elsewhere, unless I'm completely off, but he has not. That was Dion Burke out of Purdue, I believe.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was high on Will Shepherd myself. I thought I'd seen a.
If I'm wrong about that, then hey,
I thought he went
take
to
full
Colorado.
responsibility. If it could have been someone else, but Will Shepard out of Vanderbilt, I believe he's still available. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the chat.
Yeah, I think he's going to Colorado, dude.
Yeah, then you know what, Miami, hey, then I'm wrong about that, but Miami was targeting him,
Yeah,
so
oh, definitely.
we do, I do think we need to get our act together then with wide receiver prospects because we did miss Kobe Young, right? He's
Yeah.
leaving. He's probably going to go to an SEC school like Georgia. Don Chaney's
P-
going to Louisville, so we need to get a wide receiver out of the transfer portal. That is a must.
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
PFF
Apologize
reported
about
it.
that. Apologize about Will Shepard going to about that was my mistake.
Oh, it happens, dude. It's all good.
But we need to get someone from the portal
Yeah,
at the wide receiver position. We missed
absolutely.
on Will Shepard. We did. We showed interest. He chose somewhere else. That's fine. Hope it works out at Colorado with Deion Sanders. But we do need to bring in a portal guy. And if we don't get Jeremiah Smith, okay. I mean, we need to take action because we can't go in with the wide receiver core we have now. Jacoby George.
Yeah.
Yes, he'll be our leading receiver next year. Xavier Restrepo, he's our possession wide receiver. Isaiah Horton, I mean, that's your third guy. I mean, with Rashard Smith, I like him in an H-back. I like him in different roles on this offense, but he was underutilized this past season. Can
Yeah.
they start utilizing him a lot more this year? That would be great, but still, it's very slim, very slim. You can't count on Jashai Trader to come in and make huge plays. You have Ray Joseph, who saw a small amount of action this past season. Like I said, you got to bring in a veteran presence. I don't know who they're going to get, so we'll see what happens.
I'm actually kind of lost there myself too when it comes to wide receiver after the Will Shepard stuff. I thought we were really going to put a full court press on him and actually land him. I really thought we did.
I mean, it makes sense. Deion
Yeah.
Burke was another option I thought would make perfect sense. So
Yeah.
it gets to a point where, like, hey, I know we're being really quiet about this, but other programs, this guy Chris Mitchell out of FIU, he commits to Oklahoma. Like, who are we looking? Who are we going after? I know we're being quiet, but we need to start making moves because Power 5 programs are taking guys. A lot of people are saying that, hey, maybe Miami should have gone after Will Howard, instead of going all in on Cam Ward because he really liked his visit.
Yeah.
But he went to USC. We're going all in on Cam Ward. If we're going all in on guys, cool. Let's finish, though, because if we miss, then things get a little bit shaky. And I hate to sound doom and gloom, but it's very important we bring in Cam Ward. I'm going to set the tone right there. It's very important we lock him down.
What I will add to that is that if we don't bring in Cam Ward, KJ Jefferson should be the guy that we bring in my opinion. That's if Cam Ward, flat out denies us, goes
It's
NFL.
fight or flight mode. It's fight or flight mode then.
Yeah. At that point, I think we bring in an experienced guy from the SEC who's proven that he can lead a college team
there's the only other guys I can think of, and the chat's going to get mad at me, Daquan Finn out of Toledo, Jordan McLeod out of James Madison.
Hey, he's not bad.
I mean, they're not bad. They're exciting players, but again, it is kind of a gamble transitioning from G5 to Power 5 football.
Yeah, it's one of those things that staffs have to be really good at being able to read and scout to see if that kind of play will match, at that next level in their system, because what some of these guys are doing in the FCS is kind of backyard football kind of style. It's just kind of wild out there, it's like the wild, wild west, dude. But some of these quarterbacks, though, man, like you said, they're exciting. They're playmakers, dude. And I just wonder if, our staff is keeping an eye on that, especially since we got coaches who came from the FCS and they're familiar with what can happen to guys who come from the FCS into the FBS. They are familiar with that firsthand themselves as coaches. So I wouldn't be shocked if we at least have our eye on some of them. But I still truly, truly believe that, I'm with you with Cam Ward going first and then KJ Jefferson as the second option is what I see.
And keep in mind, I believe the silent period, it started today. So no more visits can happen.
Yeah.
unless it's underground, kind of like hush
Oh,
hush, taking a visit to another school. So, and I expect a lot of players to enter the portal after the bowl games are over as well. So it's going to be interesting. Who Miami wants to bring in, but setting the tone with getting Cam Ward is going to be amazing. They wanted a commitment, I believe Wednesday night,
yeah,
because this early signing period is Thursday. They want a quarterback commit
yeah,
before early signing period. That's just momentum for the
yep.
recruiting class and to bring in Jeremiah Smith
And the
as
portal too.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the portal. So, you know, they're kind of Miami is in a situation that unless they already have a commitment from Cam Ward and they're waiting to announce it, they've been quiet about it, which that may be the possibility.
yeah.
They're kind of in a position they didn't expect to be, I think, right now. Then, if that's not the situation,
Miami's one of those odd schools that does and can take their time on decisions, and they can do it with players in mind and have it all set up with the players and the players comfortable with it. With being a private school, Miami kids kind of just operate in their own fashion and in their own way. And if a player like Cam Ward kind of likes that style, kind of likes that it can be delayed a little bit and have a little freedom before all the news rush comes in that he committed, hey, maybe he's just enjoying himself a little bit. Maybe maybe he talked to the staff and said, hey, man, this has been pretty hectic lately. A little bit of free time a week, maybe, just to chill with my family and stuff would be good. After that, we'll make the call. I could see something like that happening, definitely.
it could be, you know. But a
Yeah,
lot of reports are saying that the NFL draft, and they've been saying this for a while, is still not out of the picture. So
yeah.
keep that in mind. It's not Miami against other programs. It's Miami and the NFL draft. Really, what the decision is coming down to, Ross.
That's a tough one, man. That is a tough one. But I can say that there is positives for Cam Ward coming back and playing at the U for one more season. There is positives. There is positives absolutely with him going pro, but there are positives with him coming back and playing within Dawson's system. I truly believe that.
He's going to have a great offensive line.
Yeah.
He'll probably, we will hopefully add a veteran wide receiver from the portal.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Smith will probably tag along. And that's a win-win situation. That's thinking, really everything lines up together. But that's not a bad sales pitch. Hey, you want to play with the number one wide receiver out of high school? Jacoby George, one of the best wide receivers in the ACC. Restrepo, had a great season last year with a great offensive line. Mark Fletcher returning. Look,
Yeah.
it's going to be a good offense that he's going to be going into. And, he even said on his visit, Miami could have been a 9-win, 10-win team last year. Just a couple games that went south. Georgia Tech, that's one. So,
Well, I'll just say it straight up, and people can take it for however they want to take it. But I truly, truly believe that Cam Ward is going to come back to the NCAA and play one more year in college. I truly believe it. Take it how you want to, but I believe that he's going to be in the NCAA for one more year.
so that's your prediction, Ross.
Yep.
Cam Ward returning to Miami. I think he's going to pick Miami as well. And I think Jeremiah Smith will commit to the University of Miami as well. I think it's a domino effect. I think
When
it's. I think
Wow.
maybe they even know if Cam Ward, maybe they even know his decision already. Maybe they're just waiting.
I could see that. I mean, why wouldn't you want to? Why wouldn't elite players want to play with other elite players? Like, if you're an elite wide receiver, you want a quarterback that's going to make you look good. Cam Ward's going to make you look good. So why the hell not?
What does the chat think about this situation? I'd love to hear, and everyone listening. Do you
Uh,
think Cam Ward will be headed to the University of Miami? Where do you think we stand?
some guys are saying, NFL teams will back off of Ward because of too many turnovers. He needs to correct that in college this season. Leonardo says, or Leandro, excuse me, says Cam Ward makes us a 10-win team. Thomas Abel is saying, seriously, why would anyone go to Miami? Seriously. David Rice saying Ward is not going pro. There are 7 QBs that will go before him in this draft. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are thinking that Ward will decide to stay in college.
Well, hey, if
And
if
then
he
then
decides to stay,
Smith will be the surprise commit Wednesday.
I
Jeff
agree.
Lynn
I
saying,
agree with that. I think Jeremiah Smith will be a surprise commitment. I
I
agree.
hope I hope you guys are right, man. I truly do. I truly do. Because I mean, just think about our wide receiver core, Paul. Think
Gonna
about those
help a
young
lot.
guns, dude. Oh my gosh, man. Like
I think Jeremiah Smith, Jacoby George, Xavier Estrepo, Brashard Smith, and
JoJo
then
Trader.
some love from JoJo Trader, and then Ray Joseph. I think that's a solid core, right? And then a veteran transfer portal receiver.
Yeah. Yeah. You got your possession receiver, you got your playmaker. All we're missing right now is our big red zone target. Unfortunately, we don't throw the ball to tight ends in our system. Maybe if Elijah Royal gets healthy, maybe we'll see a little more from him. It would be nice. But other than that, we need to find a wide receiver. We know how Dawson runs this offense.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna land Chris Mitchell from FIU, Dion
Me too.
Burke, or Shepard. I thought those were three viable options
Yeah.
for this program. I really did. Especially, I mean, Chris Mitchell from FIU down the road. He goes to Oklahoma. Like, come on, man. Like, you had him right across the street, man. You could have just walked to his dorm room, wherever he is, man, wherever he's staying. You know?
Yeah, that one kind of slipped. I think that one just slipped between our fingers, basically, dude. He was right there. He was available. I think if we had pressed him more, we could have had him. I'm not quite sure why we decided not to because, man, I think he would have been a great addition. Honestly, I really think Mitchell would have been a great addition to the current wide receiver room that we got.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. It's really quiet right now, the quarterback position. And that's, we'll see. We'll see. I think that's a good sign. I think
Oh, and
Mario operates quietly.
we can't forget about Robbie Washington too.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's another young player. I think he's a speedster, a lot of potential.
amazing.
Didn't
Yeah,
I think he redshirted this past year, so that's
yeah.
another player to keep your eye out for.
Riley Williams should be a big part of the passing game as well next year. Hey, Teddy Bear, I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right, and I hope that it was just a one-off kind of thing where it was the young tight ends either needing to get healthy or learn what Dawson truly wants from them, and that we'll see them a lot more next season. And if we don't, then,
Right. Yeah.
if we don't, then we'll know what Dawson does, and we'll know that we need to get bigger wide receivers because we
Yeah.
won't run the tight ends.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, the offense did not involve the tight ends at all this past year, to the point where it was just disgusting, in my opinion. To
Yeah.
the point where, like, why would tight ends want to come to Miami? Because it was that bad.
Well,
That definitely, that's something that, like, I don't think anybody's ever, like, challenged Shannon Dawson about in the
no.
media either. And I'm it's a vocal part of the offense. Honestly, tight ends are so crucial in the red zone, moving the chains. You know, he's really just using them as blockers.
Yeah. There's a lot of blocking, and I would also say that there was also going back and looking at some of the film, TVD missed some opportunities for tight ends. Honestly, they got open at times, and he just didn't throw the ball to him. So that could play a role in this as well, too, man. It really could. But you know what? Speaking about tight ends and talking about losing Skinner is a big deal. It is. That was an Alabama commit. That was a high upside player. Now, he might have never been a true tight end, and we never expected him to be a true tight end. But what he would have been is an oversized playmaker, which is exactly what we're looking for at wide receiver right now. He could have basically played that role for us going forward, and it kind of pisses me off that we just let him just kind of walk away and really didn't seem to fight much to keep anybody around like that. It's obvious that guys like Riley Williams and Elijah Arroyo are going to be the tight ends they want because they're just physically bigger.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I thought Jaleel Skinner honestly could have made an impact, and he's such an athletic freak, and he's gonna have success at the next program, 100%. I think Javari Harvey is gonna have success at SMU. We are getting DJ Clark from NC State.
Yeah.
We did pick up that commitment, which is huge at D tackle. That's going to replace Leonard Taylor. So,
And
and I think
Branson Dean too.
And I think, yeah, exactly. Dean as well. And unless I'm really off with this, Middle Tennessee State player. I think he's another D tackle as well. It's either us or Ohio State. I think Marley Cook is his name. Could be wrong.
I believe so. Yeah. Is that the two schools he's down to now?
He was going to visit Miami. Oh, he's going to do an in-house visit with Miami, I think, and then Ohio State as well.
Okay. Okay.
Unless I'm completely off. I mean, I was off with the receiver from Vanderbilt as well. So transfer portal's crazy. I mean, Mario Williams, USC wide receivers in the portal. That's a great addition to any program. I think Miami should make a call there. There's plenty of options out there. Plenty of options. I mean, ETN's probably going to end up at another SEC program, the running back. I thought, you know, that would be a great addition, honestly, any running back room. If you need running backs or you don't, you know, he's great.
Yeah. The last name right there alone kind of carries weight, you know?
And, you know, the Bo Collins guy at Clemson, I think he's going to Notre Dame. Big wide receiver body, about 6'5". You know.
Well, you know, they got their quarterback, so why not, right?
Riley Leonard, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think Miami has their quarterback, and I think they want it to be Cam Ward. If not, I can see KJ Jefferson filling in the role.
Yeah. I like what Richard Bond said here. He said, "I'm sure Ward was very pleased we got an experienced center." That's an underrated post right there by Richard. I'm glad he posted that.
No, offensive line is huge.
It's a big deal. That connection with the center and the quarterback is very important and very vital. And you see what happens when things get messed up. It becomes a fumble real quick, and sometimes things get bad real quick. So, yeah, having that experience and getting these guys together and getting them working together so they can build a repertoire, you know, that would be just fantastic, dude. I'm really, really glad we got a guy with experience. You know, he was on all Big Ten honorable mention, 25 starts in the last 2 seasons. Like great against Ohio State, Penn State, and Louisville. Didn't give up a single sack in either one of those games. And 12 of his starts came in 2023. So the immediate experience I feel was important to Cristobal and Mirabal. You know, having that amount of games started, you know, this last season.
And Jalen Rivers returning, it's huge.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah,
it's huge. I wish Cohen could have came back too. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, that would have been really, really nice, honestly. That would have been really nice. I think we've got some guys, though, who are ready to step in, Paul. I really think we do. For the first time in a long, long time, I think we've got a couple guys that can actually step in as depth and perform well for us on the offensive line. And it's been a long time since I felt comfortable saying that.
Who do you see as like a projected, you know, starting offensive line?
Well, you know, the Indiana guy at center. We got Cohen coming back playing his original position.
No, Cohen declared.
Or not Cohen, but the other guy, Rivers. Sorry. Yeah, Rivers coming back. Malagoa, of course, playing his original position. I'm wondering, honestly, what their plan is for Okunlola. That's kind of what I'm wondering, dude.
I'm surprised we didn't go after his brother. I'm surprised we didn't get Marvin Jones Jr.
Yeah.
He went to Florida State. He plays on the edge, but I'm just throwing out relatives because Daryl Porter Jr. is his brother.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised why we didn't get the brothers of Okunlola and Daryl Porter.
Yeah.
You know, those are easy connections you just bring in. And Okunlola's brother did well at Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I think linemen.
I think McCoy and Kinsler are names that need to be paid attention to on the offensive line as well. I think they have a shot. You know, Sagapalu has a shot. It's going to be a battle, I think, honestly, for at least two positions on that line, Paul. I think there's going to be some actual genuine battles for about two positions on there because Okunlola is not going to come in and just want to sit. We know that.
No, you can't. Unless he's mad, right? Unless he's mad and, you know, unfortunately, people have, you know, short time spans in a program when they sit.
Well, I would definitely love to have it work out for for Okunlolo that he, had 1 year where he was off and then got to develop and truly developed into a genuine starting college offensive tackle. That would be a fantastic story,
Ross, safeties has not been spoken about at all. We're actually pretty depleted for the bowl game. James
Yeah.
Williams, Cam Kitchens aren't going to be there. We do need to bring in safeties. No commitments yet from that position. That is a concern, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm not even sure who we're going after or who we've been in contact with, Paul, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know the safety out of Indiana that hit the portal. I wanted Cam Martinez out of Ohio State. I thought that would have been a decent addition as well.
Yep.
Those are two guys I would go after. I don't know if they're still available. I can't keep up with all these portal players. I really can't because it's craziness right now. But I just thought those were two names top of my head that I thought would have been great additions for Miami.
Yeah, dude, like you mentioned, trying to keep up with all this stuff, everything is changing like hour by hour. It feels like, like while we're doing a show, like I don't even know what the heck's happening while we're doing the show.
Right. Yeah. People could be entering the portal. People can be committing.
Especially from the West Coast,
Yeah.
because it's still early.
Yeah. And, after once bowl games are completed, dude, it's going to be mayhem. It's going to be craziness.
Did we, I don't know if you heard, but did we even attempt to go after Jordan Addison?
When he left Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
I think that was clear. I think USC was tampering with him. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think USC was tampering with him. I know. What's up with Evan Stewart out of Texas A&M? Where's he going to end up?
Dude,
that's a weird one.
It is a very weird one because there's been like no buzz about it, dude.
None from anyone.
I don't get it. He's a special player with super high upside, man.
We did get the safety from Vanderbilt. Thank you in the chat. Yes. I forgot about that. We got the safety from Vanderbilt. Yes.
Savion Riley.
Yes. Savion Riley. Yeah. That was good. That is good. Correct. Okay, cool. Very good. All right. That kind of
thank you, Tony.
Put me in a better place. Good spot. Good looks, Tony.
Yes.
But yeah, we still need to add another safety, though. I don't know who that's going to be. I think, if the safety from Indiana, I think he's from Miami. That would be a great addition. Then we got the center from Indiana, so we could put.
They're saying, I don't know if it's Richards or Richards will be switching to safety.
Okay, but I still think we need a starter from a Power 5 program like Savion Riley.
That's just a project.
Mentioned in the chat, he came from Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Right? Like I still think we need to add a portal player.
And they're saying here that they thought Jaden Davis was going to be switching to safety.
I
don't know about that.
So I'm not big in position changes. I never have. Right? Especially
some guys I'm okay with, but some guys I'm just not,
So,
DBs are known to be able to do it. It's happened before. We've seen guys take off from cornerback and have successful safety careers, or vice versa. Playing safety and then playing corner. DBs can kind of. It's one of those positions where it actually kind of does happen. A little bit more, but still a risk. It's always a risk, especially when there's a guy who doesn't have a ton of experience.
Well, mistakes are going to happen, right?
Exactly.
Mistakes are going to happen. That's just learning the position over time. In-game experience matters.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
I would have loved Cam Martinez. I would have loved that plug-in.
I agree. That's a plug-and-play week one. Which is what we need for week one this upcoming season.
Yeah, we're playing Florida in the Swamp. It's going to be over capacity, sold out.
Yeah.
Whether you think they suck or not, playing them on the road in the Swamp week one is going to be a dogfight. It's gonna be a fight. It's just different week one. It's just how it is. Graham Mertz is coming back. It's the same quarterback, whether you think he's shitty or not. But
Oh yeah, Ellis. Don't expect Robinson to flip to Miami. He's already doing bowl
No, yeah, yeah.
practices
That would be a
with Georgia.
surprise. 100%.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree. That would be a big shock, but hey, you never know with Mario, right?
But
But yeah, I
but
agree. That's a
with
big one. I think yeah, that ship sailed.
LaWayne McCoy, there's a chance there.
Well, Darius Hayes, you know,
Yeah, Darius Hayes, dude.
you know,
You know how
from
big of a
Florida.
fan I am. I've been a big fan of him for almost 2 years now. I mean, that dude he's
I think
electric.
that's a viable flip.
He's electric.
I do. I think that's a viable flip.
Yep, Zay Mincy as well. Zay Mincy, he's solid.
No, look out! Look out! This early national signing period, you're going to see some flips.
Yeah.
If we do have Cam Ward coming to Miami, I'm putting the crystal ball for Jeremiah Smith to the U, and that will be the biggest wide receiver, I think, offensive player we've gotten at Miami out of high school that I can remember in a long time.
Man, there's so many requests out here. So many people wanting so much stuff, dude. It's just the portal has added so much more
So
excitement.
many names. Yeah,
It's added
it's
a
a
lot of
free agency.
excitement.
It's a free agency.
Yeah,
It's craziness.
this is the college equivalent of free
And
agency, no
I
doubt.
apologize. I can't keep up with who's going where, who committed where, because every day it's just madness. It is.
And
And there's
chat,
gonna be
that's why we love you guys, man. Because every once in a while we ask you guys questions, and you guys give us the answers we need. So we appreciate that. We truly do.
Ross, anything we did not mention? We got a bowl game against Rutgers. I believe it's on the 28th. I just wanted to get over with. Jakari Brown, I am excited to see him play under center. A lot of fans are pulling for him. I think he has a lot of potential as an athlete, passing ability. That's what I'm mainly looking for. But I think running the football, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, one guy to talk about definitely flipping Armando Blount from FSU.
Oh,
And,
yeah. We didn't even talk about him. Oh, yeah.
dude,
That's happening for sure, which is
that would
huge.
be
From Central,
amazing.
yeah. I mean, Ruben Bain is the perfect person to speak to.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
hey,
absolutely.
should I come to Miami? Well, look at Ruben Bain, your former teammate at Miami Central.
Dude, any posts that I've made about him, any highlight videos and stuff, his mom has retweeted immediately. Like, I mean, she's on it, dude. Anytime
Oh, he's coming. Armando
anytime,
Blanc coming to
yeah.
the University of Miami. That's a 5-star recruit coming to the U. Jeremiah Smith, let's get him on board.
Fresh, you think we get Hayes? You know what, Ian? I'm sitting at about 60%. Yes. I'm not 50-50 on it to where it's, he could end up at 4 or not, but I'd say 60% chance that we get him. I think he's leaning towards Miami. I don't know if he's got 2 feet in the door quite yet, but no, speaking with him and getting to know him a little bit, he's definitely a guy who takes his time. He's not just going to make a rush decision. So, I can see him definitely kind of keeping to himself until it's time to make that call. So I think we can get him though. I really do. And if we get him, man, watch out, guys. That linebacker core in the future is going to be so damn exciting.
Keep in mind,
so exciting.
Jordan Lyall is coming to Miami. Big flip from Ohio State.
Yep.
Top 3 running back in the nation. Kevin Riley, though, is probably going to go to Alabama.
Former 5-star USC cornerback Damani Jackson is in the portal. Okay.
There's a ton of recruits in the portal, man. There are a ton of players. Ton.
4 for 4. Wasn't that was Derek Plaz was tweeting about 4 for 4?
Yeah. No, it's coming. Yeah. There's gonna be flips coming, guys. Yep. Don't worry. Early National Signing Day. I'm saying right now, Armando Blount for sure. Jeremiah Smith.
Same way.
I think Miami's in a great position with him. Aldarius Hayes, I got him coming to Miami as well, and we just saw Jordan Lyles.
So, do you think then, Paul, the only guy that we end up losing out of all of this is Kevin Riley?
I think Kevin Riley is going to Alabama. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of the situation.
So you think the other running back would stay on as well? Chris Wheatley.
Chris Wheatley. Yeah, I think he's going to stay in the class.
Humphrey Wheatley, or
yeah, I think he's. I mean, I think he's going to stay in the class. Yeah.
Okay. He's a good speed option, so I can see why they want to keep him around. Man, I can't think of anybody else to cover, dude. You know? Oh, we got that cornerback, that Melendez kid. Yeah, he's a
2025.
yeah, he's 2025, but man, I mean, he plays mean. He's ready, and he seems to be fully invested in Miami. So we've seen this before, though, where guys get fully invested in us early. We still got a while to go with him, but hopefully he stays up because I'd like to have him on the team in the future. There's no doubt about it.
Awesome. Well, look, really appreciate everyone coming on, joining us tonight. If you guys can hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, we would greatly appreciate that. We try to go live when we can. Reality is, unfortunately, it gets busy for us. But hey, that's the plan. We want to, talk Canes football, and we don't want to speak nonsense and just make up fake lies that we have inside information. We try to guide everyone to the right direction. Let's hope for Cam Ward to the University of Miami. If not, I think KJ Jefferson is a viable option.
Yeah, if we don't get Ward, I think we get KJ Jefferson. That's my take.
All right. Well, hey, it's a wrap from the Scoop tonight. Let's see what happens. Will Cam Ward commit to the University of Miami? We'll find out soon.
You guys have a great night. We'll see you soon.
Hit subscribe on the way out. Take care, everyone.